Alright everyone, NPC Unknown here, and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be talking about Final Fantasy 16 and some news that's come out saying that the game will not have an open world, but recent games have provided inspiration for it. Final Fantasy 16 will not have an open world. Director Naoki Yoshida confirmed in news with an interview with IGN, although he said that recent open world games have provided inspiration. We've found in our extensive user research that many of the younger generation of gamers have never played a Final Fantasy or don't have any interest in the series. To create a game that might excite and resonate not only with our core fans but also a new generation, we played a lot of games ourselves. So yes, in Final Fantasy 16, you'll find inspiration from recent AAA open world games, said Yoshida. However, to bring a story that feels like it spans an entire globe and beyond, we decided to avoid an open world design that limits us to a single open world space and instead focus on independent area-based game design that can give players a better feel to a truly global scale. Final Fantasy XVI is set in a new world that comprises of 6 regions, each with a dormant embedded with power of an Elkin or a summon. Perhaps then the world will be divided into 6 regions or more to mirror this. Considering that Final Fantasy 15 was an open world game and was actually criticized due to it being kind of bland and empty a lot of the time, and the success of the remake of Final Fantasy VII being a more enclosed, semi-open world game, kind of like what they're talking about here, it makes sense to go in this direction. The lack of an open world will also allow the team to develop the cutting-edge graphics the series is known for. So there we have it, an awfully quick article just saying that Final Fantasy 16 will not be open world like Final Fantasy 15, which I think is great news. I didn't mind Final Fantasy 15, but the world, as I said before, was a bit bland and a bit dull and boring because it wasn't very filled out. The on-rails driving mechanic really didn't help, meaning that if you were to drive to a different location for a different task in 15, it could be quite slow if you didn't want to do the fast travel. But Final Fantasy seems to be a bit on an up at the moment, with Crisis Core coming out in December, then Final Fantasy 16, as well as Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 in December next year. There's a lot to look forward to. Which of the recently announced Final Fantasy games do you want to play? Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for taking your time to watch this video. I've been the NPC Unknown. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. From me to you, this video is game over.